Hey there, you're joining me for Adventures in Minimizing. I am currently upstairs and going through some of my daughter's stuff while she is out with her grandparents right now. And it's dawning on me that we have a lot of guilt when we go through our kids' stuff, particularly our young kids' stuff. But I think it continues even as they get older. And we have a hard time parting with it because we feel guilty. And here's the truth. Our kids are drowning in stuff. They're drowning in it. They have so much stuff. I had a lot of stuff growing up, but I don't think I had as much as my daughter does. And I certainly didn't have that much when I was 3 years old. So, again, I'm not for wasting things or just throwing things out or tossing things without really thinking about it. And I'm very much into, you need to listen to your heart and you need to know why you're decluttering and what you're decluttering and how you're doing it. And it's okay to go slow. It's okay to go slow. So I have minimized pretty much every area of our house multiple times, and it's still not minimized the way that I want it to. Some areas are pretty good and done, and then there's other areas that always need work. Kids stuff always needs work. Toys and clothes and stuff, you will constantly be minimizing your kids' stuff because guess what? They will always bring in new papers and new trinkets, and people will give them things, and they will go to birthday parties and church and school and activities, and kids just bring in clutter constantly. So I just went through, she has up here because my office is up here and my husband is up here too sometimes in this computer. She has a bin here, a plastic tote that we keep toys in, and I had brought stuff up from downstairs as well and put it into this giant tote, and so we had 2 totes full of stuff. Now I don't know what happened to half of it. I think she ended up taking stuff back downstairs because this tote is not full, but I just emptied this one out and found all of this just paper trash stuff, broken things, little papers I had given her at one point, but why she doesn't need them. So back into here is gonna go her big toys that she plays with up here. Even this is broken, but it's still somewhat workable. This was mine from when I taught preschool. And the parachute. She has a lot of doll clothes up here, even though none of her dolls are up here. Still trying to figure that one out because I had them all downstairs, but then they were just getting a complete mess. So I have all of them up here right now. Bottles for the dolls, which actually I think I will part with one of these. Because she doesn't need 3 of them. So I think I will let that one go. Pacifiers for the dolls. Baby toys for the dolls. I was big on dolls when I was little, so I'm okay with that. Now there's 3 pacifiers. She does not need 3 pacifiers. In fact, how's that one? She likes to play dress up in this. 1 baby sock. Set that aside. Bag she likes to play with. Box she likes to play with. Given her old cell phones to play with. I think I'm going to let this one go though. She has a pink one downstairs. Alright. My Mr. Potato Head from my childhood. her xylophone. So here's something I'm trying to figure out. This is mine from my childhood. And then this one she was given by her grandparents. So now I have 2 xylophones. So do I keep this one? Do I let her take this one? Do I assume that she's going to want to take her xylophone when she's older? These are the questions we ask ourselves. And honestly, I don't have the answer. If I was brutally saying that I'm just going to chuck everything, then I would say, toss this. I'm not 100% sure that I want to toss it. But it's something that I'm thinking about, and I think about it every time I see it. And eventually I will make a decision. Whether that decision is to keep it or to let it go, I don't know. Does that mean I'm not a minimalist? No. It's okay to have things in your house that you're just not sure about. Because just because you didn't get rid of it today does not mean that you're not minimizing, that you're not a minimalist. You know, like, don't beat yourself up for little decisions that you're not ready to make. You know, you may see on here, I have other videos and blogs about how to ruthlessly purge your stuff. And there are moments where I have made tough decisions, snap decisions, and I have gotten rid of things that were really hard to get rid of. But kids' toys and sentimental things are way harder to go through and to decide upon than your kitchen stuff. The kitchen was actually the easiest place for me to minimize. And it is the one place in our home that I know we basically only have the basics, because I have gotten rid of all the fluff in the kitchen. And I love it, and it's awesome. But when it comes to the kid stuff and my childhood stuff and what I really want to save, I'm watching my parents often say, oh, we should have kept such and such because the grandkids could play with it. And so now I am thinking already, well, what do I want to keep around in case I have grandkids? Now, not a lot. I will not be keeping as much as they kept. But what are the special things that I do want to set aside and keep? And honestly, I have not decided that yet. And I'm not sure how long it'll take to decide that. But eventually I will, and I will have a bin or two parked down of very special toys, and that's totally okay with me. I'm okay with that being the process. So that's the reason I have you up here today with me, is because the process is important, and the process is what makes this meaningful. It's not making snap decisions and just throwing out 70% of your belongings. If you want to do that, great. Most of us can't do that. And most of us, this is a process of learning to let go, learning to live with less, learning what we need and what we don't need. And that takes time. It does. It just takes time. So give yourself some grace. Allow yourself the space. Like, there are things that we keep that I know my daughter is growing out of in the next year or two, and then it'll be gone. I'm okay with that. I'm okay that it's going to take time. And I'm having grace for myself for that. That, you know what, my house might be a little more cluttered in certain areas while we use things and certain phases that we go through. So I'm up here, and I still have to go through her books a little bit, but again, most of them I'm keeping because she's going to be learning to read in the next couple of years. And then a lot of these beginning readers, she won't care about, and we can move those on. Process, and there's always more work to do, which is the good and bad thing about minimizing, because we want it done right now, but you make progress and it comes with time. So that is my encouragement to you today. Enjoy the process of minimizing, and really think about your heart and how your heart is feeling. If you're overwhelmed and you're frustrated, just start small, start simple, make a few choices a day, and don't let yourself get sucked in so much that you're miserable. I have a bunch more encouragement on my blog. I just wrote a post about the messy middle, when everything is just around you and driving you insane, what you can do to get through that. I'll leave that link above. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the process of decluttering, because it really will teach you so much about yourself that you didn't even you couldn't even comprehend before. I've learned so much about myself. So that's it for today. Enjoy your decluttering process. Let me know in the comments below what you are currently working on decluttering. I would love to hear about that, and we'll see you next time. Bye.